Well, Grandma, do you know it's been almost exactly a year since we started doing these movies from the front seat here?
Yes, it's been fun.
And we've been working hard the last few weeks trying to catch up on 2015. I think we're about done. We missed a few movies. We missed Straight Outta Compton, we missed The Danish Girl, and a few other things, but we can't get everything, as much as we might try. But we are ready now to give the Grandma Goes to the Movies top 10 lists for 2015.
I have made a list.
Yes.
I've checked it twice.
Well, good. And you know all the
I'm
movies
ready.
that are naughty and nice?
These are the nice ones.
Nice one. Well, Grandma, what is your...
We didn't see the naughty ones.
Well, let's start at the bottom. What is your 10th best movie of 2015?
My number 10
Yes.
was 45 years. 45 years about the effect a long time ago, a significant person in the husband's life had on the marriage at 45 years. It was fascinating to me.
Well, you just saw that a few days ago.
I know.
It's good we saw it.
Yes,
Isn't it?
I'm glad we did, because it made my list. It was really, really good.
It was a good movie. It didn't make my top 10.
It didn't.
No, my 10th best was Steve Jobs,
Ah, yes.
which was a very interesting movie. Again, sort of the behind the scenes on Steve Jobs' life and career.
Apple computers.
Yes, and again, very well done. The script, the dialogue, the acting was all very good, and that was my 10th best.
Well, it certainly could.
Was it in your top 10 at all?
I considered it.
Okay.
I did consider it. It was one of the best films we saw.
Okay. Well, what was your 9th best?
My 9th best was Mad Max.
Fury Road.
Fury Road. Yes.
Okay.
It tied up a lot of the interesting ideas, from the first Mad Max films.
So you did remember the Mad Max films after all?
Yes, I did. What did you think of Mad Max?
Well, Mad Max, I have at number 1. That's my top movie of the year.
Wow.
Yes.
Good for it.
Good for it.
Yes.
It was, I think, an exceptional film. Very, very well done. And
well, as a movie maker, you see all of the wonderful things that the technical crew and all of those do, and it was outstanding.
Yes.
I do agree with that.
Yes. Again, the
number 1.
The visual quality of it is
right.
something that I don't think could be matched this year. It was, again, just very, very well done. Again, the story, while perhaps a little bit confusing to those who haven't experienced the Mad Max world, again, I think was quite interesting. And it's, again, just the style of it and everything is just very, very well done.
Everything was top-notch. Made
Yes.
your number 1.
Yes.
Wow.
What about your 8th best?
Number 8, Creed.
Okay.
I really enjoyed the story of the young man and his trainer, Rocky.
Mm-hmm. Rocky Balboa.
I think the young man should have been nominated for something. Michael.
He could have been.
Michael Jordan. He was really, really wonderful, and I enjoyed the story. I know nothing about professional boxing, but I enjoyed the personalities.
Well, we had 2 boxing movies this year, so you're learning.
Yes, I am.
Creed was not in my top 10. It was one of the better movies this year. Again, everything you say about it, I agree with, but it didn't make my top 10.
Okay, so what's your 8?
My 8th best is Joy. With
yes.
Jennifer Lawrence. Again, I was surprised at how much I liked the movie. Again, the story that told of this sort of woman inventor and her trials and tribulations was, again, I think very, very well done.
I enjoyed it thoroughly, and it almost made my top 10 list.
Almost.
Yes, it was elbowing with the ones that were being considered for number 10. So
What
but
what
almost.
was your seventh best?
My seventh best was Room,
Hmm.
about the woman who's kept prisoner for, what was it, 7 years in this little shed, and gives birth to a son, and their world that they create there, and then what happens when they do get out into the real world, and how that affects the two of them. It was fascinating, I thought. Very well done.
It was an interesting movie. It didn't make my top 10 though.
Oh dear, here we go.
No. My seventh best was The Water Diviner,
Oh yes,
with that Russell Crowe
Yes.
directed and starred in.
I remember that.
Again, it was another one of these movies that we didn't know a lot about when we saw it, before we saw it, and then when we saw it again, I was surprised at how good it was. And again, talking about First World War, and again, it is just, again, very interesting story about a man searching for his sons.
A part of history that I knew very little about.
Mm-hmm.
It was very, very interesting. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Well, what was your sixth best of the year?
Well, I don't know if this will surprise you, but The Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight.
The Hateful Eight.
What did you like about that?
I was surprised how much I enjoyed it. It was so graphic, and by the end of the story, the Hateful Eight are all gone. Right.
Well, thanks for just ruining it for
sorry.
everybody who hasn't seen the movie.
But I really was surprised by how much I enjoyed it, and the quality of the movie making. I thought it was
Again, it was
outstanding.
I think a very good movie, but didn't make my top 10.
Oh dear.
No.
We're not agreeing at all, are we?
Well, we agree in some.
Okay.
My sixth favorite is The Walk, about
I almost picked that
the-
one too.
the,
I almost did. I
high
stopped.
wire walker walking between the
Yes.
twin towers, Fleet Petit.
The one I held my breath most of the
That one
movie.
again. That one, it took you somewhere you're never gonna go, and the experience of following him walking that
Yes.
wire and stuff was just amazing. I don't think I'll ever forget it.
I agree with that.
So that was my sixth best. Fifth best. What was your fifth best?
Number 5, Sicario. About the drug.
Following the drug cartel.
The drug cartels and the lawful agencies that were investigating and trying to, stop the traffic. And the characters were very clearly drawn. It was really good film.
That was my fourth best of the year.
Okay.
I thought Sicario again was also very good.
We almost agreed. I had 5 and you had 4.
Yes.
All right.
It was, again, it's not another movie for the faint of heart, for different reasons than The Walk, but again, it is.
Or The Hateful Eight.
Or The Hateful Eight. But again, you go into it, and it really immerses you in this
Yes.
world, takes you there. Again, the photography, everything about it really very brings you into it, and has you experience this world along with this new agent that joins in, and it's very well done. What's your fifth best?
No, 5th was Sicario.
Oh, your fifth. Okay, my fifth best was Ant-Man.
Ah, yes.
Ant-Man.
Good old Ant-Man.
I thought again, they just did a wonderful job of telling that story, and making the whole, all the concepts about a man who can make himself the size of an ant believable. Again, all the
And lead the Ant Brigade.
all of the tech and the science involved in that, making it all understandable, was quite a feat. But then it was a great adventure, and
It was.
the
I
acting
agree
and
with
the comedy and everything about it was just really, really well done. It was a very, very well done movie. Okay, now what is we know my fourth best. What is your fourth best?
Spotlight.
Okay.
I remember so clearly when it was happening, this,
The Spotlight.
yep, the Spotlight, the real events that were revealed, by the spotlight that these reporters put on this situation. I appreciated it so much, and the acting was fabulous.
Acting was fabulous.
Fabulous.
It was again a very good movie. It wasn't in my top 10 though. I thought it was quite good. Again, we know my fourth best already. So what is your third best?
Number 3 was Leonardo DiCaprio and Revenant.
The Revenant.
The Revenant. And following him through all of the things that he survived to reach the goal that he had set for himself was very, very interesting. So it's my number 3 choice.
Again, it was an interesting movie, but I didn't really even particularly like it. Again, seeing him drag himself through the snow
from place to place.
it wore thin, I think, really quickly for me.
Wore you out.
And I didn't like it, but so it didn't make my top 10.
So 3 for you?
My third best is Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation.
Yes.
Well, they're not on your list.
Tom Cruise, so how can
But
you complain?
again, this is sort of similar as to Ant-Man in that this story was just so well told. The characters were just really well done in this movie, and again the tension that they made, they built up through the movie in different times, the action, the characters, it just was all very, very well done. I just
Mission Impossible team, it was.
Yes, but again, that's
so
one
good.
that just kept me involved the whole way, and I just really thought it was a really good movie.
Can I have a top 20? Okay, no.
How about your second most best
My
one?
second choice was Carol, which we saw quite
We
recently.
also just saw just this week.
Yes, and it was gripping. I thought, so having lived in the 50s, how perfectly the movie makers had recreated this world and its attitudes, and the acting was fabulous. It made number 2 for me.
Again, I thought it was a good movie. It didn't make my top 10. My second best is The Martian, which, again, this story of a man who's sort of almost abandoned on Mars, and
it's now when I tell
how he
you
has to try. Well, let me finish what I have to say about it. How he survives living there it was just really, really well done. You just followed everything he was doing, and how he was going to survive. It was just really gripping and thrilling, and again, the acting was all really well done. The whole story, coming up with the story, was just, I think, really wonderful. I think it was really well done movie.
Now, can I tell you that The Martian is my number 1 choice?
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Well, what do you think about The Martian?
It was the best movie we saw. That's why I put it as number 1.
Okay, well,
really
tell us a
good.
little bit about it.
Well, those folks who know me know that I would have loved to have been an astronaut. But females weren't astronauts in those days when they actually were going to the moon and stuff like that. So showing what it would be like to be on Mars and how inventive he was, and the positivity that he kept the whole time, how he worked out every problem using his skills and the knowledge that he had, and keeping his mental level high so that he didn't get depressed and living. He had at first no hope of ever leaving Mars. When you face living the rest of your life all alone, on a strange planet. It was wonderful. The whole film was just fabulous.
It was really, really good. Now, again, I should...
What about number 1?
Well, my number 1, again, was Mad Max Fury Road.
Mad Max, that's right.
As I mentioned earlier, which, again, I think is really, really well done.
Did we leave anybody out?
No,
Anything
well,
else?
again, we tried our best as to see as much as we could this year, and we've gotten all caught up. So we'll be
We
starting.
saw many fine films.
Yes.
And if you put together his top 10 and my top 10, you can't go wrong. Those films are very worth seeing.
Yes, and they are, I would think, available
Available.
on DVD,
Somewhere.
maybe Netflix or
Maybe
some
even
other.
in a theater near you.
Well, yeah, we've not around here anymore, but maybe near you, but
Maybe
not
near
around
you.
us. But we do recommend you see any of these movies. They're all really good, and and we're looking forward to starting the
2016.
2016 movies
Yes.
next week.
We will do that.
Yes, and
Grandma Goes to the Movies is not over. We are going to the movies.
we are.
We are.
Okay. Well, we've enjoyed this, and we hope you've enjoyed it too. So
Yes.
we'll see you again next time.
Bye.